So, in this video, we are going to learn the drift of electron. Okay. Normally, what happen in the absence of the electric field? Means suppose there is a conductor, and normally in the beginning there is no electric field applied to that conductor. But when we apply a conductor, when we apply a electric field, when we apply electric field, we saw that there is a current. This due to field, the force is applied on a charged particle, and due to that, the electron will drift in the direction of force. But the important point to be noted here: in the absence of electric field, does the charged particle are not in motion? They are in motion. They are in motion, and we have learned that charged particle, if the charged particle are in motion, they will contribute current, they will produce some current. But it does not happen so. Why? So for this, we have to understand the thermal motion of the charged particle. Whenever the charged particle in a normally in a conductor, the valence electron, or we can say free electron, are in thermal motion. Thermal means heat. So due to the heat energy, they have certain kind of motion. Okay, that is take place in a zigzag path, in random in all direction. So I have drawn it over here. So I have drawn some area. These are the random motion, means there is no fixed motion of that electron which are in thermal motion. But if they are in motion, why do they do not contribute any current? Why? Because suppose any point of time, suppose consider this area A. So number of electron going into the area is, on an average, we can say that number of electron coming into this area. So the net charge of the area is 0. Okay. So this same thing happens with all the areas. Okay, wherever the electron go. So this same thing happens. Number of electrons coming to the area is equal to going to the area, means net charge is 0. So the thermal motion of the electron does not contribute current. But when this electron, on the same electron, when the electric field is applied, they will contribute a current. So do you think that when the field is applied, their thermal motion is lost? No. What happened? Suppose this is my hand, and suppose in the thermal motion it goes straight. Okay, suppose this is an electron and this goes straight. In the suppose this condition I am explaining you, in the absence of electric field, means there is no field. Okay, so this electron goes straight. But whenever the field is applied, this electron will face some force. The force is the electric field applies some force. So in that path, it will go straight but slightly deviated from its path. It is going straight but slightly deviated. Means if I represent this, so this is the original path. This is the path of the thermal motion. Okay. Now it will go like that, and here it will slightly displace. Okay. So we can say this is the drift created. Means here the drift motion is superimposed. Is actually superimposed on its thermal motion. So it is slightly deviated from its original path. Without electric field, it will go like that. But if we apply the electric field, the electron go like that. So here there is a drift. Okay. Now I have explained to you the thermal motion is a random motion. It takes place in a zigzag path, and there is no particular direction of the motion. As a result, the average velocity or the net charge through any cross section is 0. Therefore, it does not contribute current. Now see what happens when the electric field is applied. Suppose field is in this direction. Okay. Now because they are the negative charge particles, so they will experience a force opposite to the direction of field. Now I have drawn simply the various locations of the electron. Now this is the actual path. This is the thermal path, or you can say it is a path due to thermal motion, and this path is due to this deviation is produced by the electric field. Now what happened? You can see this all electrons are deviated in a particular fixed direction because force is applied in a fixed direction. So I have drawn a different paths. Okay, this is the original path, this is a thermal path, and this thermal path, or you can say path due to thermal motion, and this path is created by the electric force. Okay, so it is slightly drifted. So we can say on an average all the electron drift in the favor of force, and they have a particular direction. Now think, if they have a particular direction, means they will cross a certain area, they will cross a certain area, and if we know that from the discussion of a current, that if the area have a net charge, means some of the charge particle, if a area have a net charge, means some of the charge particle cross the area in a unique direction, so at that moment the current will be developed, the current, electric current will be developed. So whenever we apply a electric field to a conductor, so we are interested what happened inside the conductor, means how the electrons constituting the current. So we have learned that two things are इधर पर दो चीज़ें पढ़ी. One is the thermal motion and another is the drift motion. So drift motion is superimposed on a thermal motion, and drift motion take place in a unique direction. On the other hand, the thermal motion take place in a random direction. So due to drift motion, the electric current will generate. Okay. Now we can develop our relationship for a drift velocity. Drift velocity is the average velocity of electron by which it can drifted in the favor of force. Okay, drift velocity is the average velocity of electron by which the electrons get drifted opposite to the field. So we are developing a average velocity, drift average velocity. So it consists of u1 plus u2. These are the thermal velocities. Okay, u3 dot un divided by number of particles plus a tau 1 plus a tau 2 plus a tau 3 a tau n divided by n. Now you can compare this equation equal to v equal to u plus at. Okay. Now here tau is the relaxation time, means what happened inside the conductor, the free electron collide with the ions, and whenever it collide with the ion, it comes to stop and again started fresh motion with a new velocity. So the time taken by the electron between two successive collision is known as the relaxation time. The time taken by the electron between the two successive collision is known as the relaxation time. Okay. Now as for from our discussion, we know that thermal velocity is an 0. Why it is 0? Thermal velocity is 0. Why? Because the motion is random. The motion of the electrons is random. So we can say that thermal velocity for a particular cross section area, the thermal velocity is 0. So we can neglect it. Now here a tau, this whole this is the average. Okay, so it will be a into tau. Okay, now we can develop some relationship. Okay, a into tau. Now since force F equal to ma and F is equal to QE, because they are experiencing electric force, so F equal to QE equal to ma or A equal to QE upon m. So this we can substitute here. Okay, so Vd is equal to A into QE upon m. So that is the drift velocity. That is the drift velocity of an electron in the application when the electric field is applied to a conductor. Now here we are going in the microscopic form of the Ohm's law. So the first parameter we have learned that the drift velocity, it is the average velocity by which all the electrons get drifted in the favor of force. Okay, so I hope you understand. Thank you.